family, grace to you. Once again, this is Greg coming to you from FaithsMessenger.com. Today I want to talk about the insecure Christian. The insecure Christian. I want to ask you something. I want you to, in your mind, get someone who is important to you. I want you to picture someone. It can be husband, wife, fellow church member, your pastor, someone who is influential in your life. For me, that would be my wife. My wife is the most influential, loving person in my life, so I'm going to choose her for this exercise. Now, what if I told you that so-and-so says that you are a rotten person? That person has told me to tell you that your ministry is going to fail. That person told me to tell you that what you're doing, the way you're going about ministering, is all wrong. That person over there told me to tell you that what you're attempting to do is going to fail. That person told me to tell you that the doctrine that you're sharing is wrong. Now, if that were the case and the person that I asked you to get in your mind has already confirmed you, affirmed you, loves you unconditionally, has nothing but good things to say about you, is supportive of you, has studied what you're doing and is in agreement with what you're doing, that person who has all the negative things to say about you, how much of an impact are you going to allow them to have in your life? Given the fact that the person that means so much to you has already affirmed everything you're doing. Is it going to bother you? Is it going to upset you? Are you going to give it any time at all? I can't speak for you, but I can speak for myself. As I said, my wife is the loving person in my life. My wife is it for me. If my wife is in agreement with me, if my wife has affirmed me, if my wife has shown me the love in word, action, and deed, if my wife's word carries that kind of weight, nothing that anyone else says to me can bother me. It's like water off a duck's back. I am making this video because I'm online a lot and I see a lot of conversations and I see a lot of arguing back and forth. I don't quite understand. Maybe you can help me. Drop me a line in the comment section. God, I'm presuming that God is behind what you're doing as a YouTuber, when you're sharing the word, when you're ministering the word. I am making the presumption that God is behind what you're doing and what you're saying. If that be the case, God has affirmed you. God has expressed his pleasure in you. In fact, I'm trusting that what you're getting comes from God. So with that being the case, why does what someone else have to say pose such a threat to you? Why does what someone else has to say, particularly those who don't even know God, how is it that they are given so much time and so much attention in our lives? Let me ask you something. If you feel that the message that you're delivering originated with God, who is a spirit, why do you feel the need to defend that message through your flesh? Allow God to defend his message for himself. The words that you write, the words that you speak, the way you present yourself is ordained of God. Don't try to fit someone else's mold Don't try to soft soap what God has given you to say. You've been given a word to say. Trust God in the delivery. Trust God in the wording. Do not attempt to defend something that is spiritual in the flesh. I think we need to stop falling into the trap of being pushed off our beams. One of my favorite events in the Olympics is the balance beam. And I don't know how wide the beam is. It can't be any wider than 4 or 5 inches, but you see these incredible athletes doing amazing things on this beam, and it takes solid concentration in order to stay on that beam. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of concentration. We have been given assignments by God. All of us. I'm not talking about solely YouTubers. I'm talking about everybody in the body of Christ. We have an assignment to fulfill. If God has affirmed, if the originator of that assignment comes from God, He is the only person I'm concerned with pleasing. I could care less. I don't get me wrong. I'm not out to rub people the wrong way purposefully. Neither should you be. But by the same token, I'm not going to lose any sleep because someone doesn't agree with what I have to say, or someone takes issue with my presentation, because I'm pleasing to God, and His opinion of me is the only one that matters. So I want to encourage my brothers and sisters not to get knocked off that beam. I can't agree with a lot of things that are being preached, but I don't have to. If you got your assignment from God, there's no way I'm going to say anything or speak ill of you, because you are not the originator of that. Because I don't get it doesn't make it wrong. Because they don't get it doesn't make what you have to offer wrong. The only judge that you have to stand accountable to is God. So I want to make a plea to my brothers and sisters to remain strong, to remain on your beam. No one has the same assignment as you do. And because your assignment is not received in a way that it should be received, do not get distracted. Do not get distracted. Keep going. Continue on with the work that God has done in you. Don't allow yourself to get upset. Don't allow yourself to get weak. Trust that just as that one important person in your life whose word meant everything to you, trust God in the same way. You are who you are. You have to say what you have to say. Your presentation, your mannerisms, the things that make you you, and the way that the message flows out of you is all God's doing. Don't get distracted by the naysayers, those who want to nitpick, or those who want to pull you out of where you're at and broadcast to the world that they think you're wrong. Don't give it any time. Don't give it any credence. If you know in your heart you're pleasing to the Lord, then you're pleasing to the Lord. And He is the one that's going to stand in judgment of what you're doing in the message, in the way that you're delivering the message that He's given you. So if you're feeling attacked today, if you're feeling judged today, if you are out and out being assaulted by those who, some of which don't even know God, welcome to the club. You've hit the mark. I would be concerned if there was no opposition to your presentation. So rejoice, you're hitting the mark. As my father famously and most eloquently says, when you throw a shoe into a pack of dogs, the only one that hollers is the one that got hit. That's his offer. That's his contribution to mankind. So if you're throwing out spiritual shoes and you're hearing yelps from people who are getting hit, just know in your heart that you're hitting the mark. Don't let anyone knock you off your beam. You've got a valid word to share. Continue to share it. Allow God to keep your heart pure. Stay open to His correction and His correction only. And I'm praying for you. I love you. I thank you for spending this time with me. And if you're not a YouTube subscriber, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get notifications when new videos are posted. Likewise, if you're not a blog subscriber, I would encourage you to go to www.FaithsMessenger.com and sign up for our blog and get notifications when new blog posts are made. One last plea to you is that if you are a fellow Christian YouTube channel owner, if you are a fellow YouTuber, I would invite you to join our YouTube community, which is located at micro-ministries.com. And what this community is about, we are a community of Christian YouTubers dedicated to fulfilling the Great Commission via YouTube. We support one another, we offer up SEO tips, we do things that will cause you to get more traffic to your site. And that's what it's all about, getting the word out about Jesus Christ to as many folks as possible. So I invite you, if you are a fellow Christian YouTuber, to go to micro-ministries.com. It is a private community. You will need to be invited. So drop me a line at FaithsMessenger@gmail.com. I'll send you over an invitation. We'd love to have you. You're more than welcome. So with that, I leave you. I know you've been attacked. I know you've been possibly threatened. I know that people are speaking ill of you. And once again, I say congratulations. Welcome to the club. But in any case, I want to ask you, is anything impossible with God? Have a great day, family. I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.